Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's Most Elite Podcast. I am your host, the Most Elite Podcaster, Ian. And we're going to talk about, you already seen it in the headline, but we're going to talk about Battle Royale games. And I know you're thinking, oh no, this is going to be a video of bashing the success of things. I'm not. I actually just want to talk about Battle Royale and its legacy because honestly, I know a lot of people, I don't even feel like, I know a lot of people who've played Fortnite and subsequently PUBG have no idea where the concept comes from. And I know this because the audience, especially for Fortnite, is mostly children born long after 1999 when I believe it was a lot before that, but what really brung Battle Royale to what it is now in all your games that you love, like Fortnite and PUBG and H1Z1 and Arma 3, whatever. What brought all of that together was a novel written in 1999 called Battle Royale. And yeah, I mean, it was written by Koshun Takumi, and it was published in English in 2003. It was made into a movie in the year 2000, but it was written in 1999 by Koshun Takumi. And I feel like he did it. He really did it. To give you a quick overview, Battle Royale is a novel about authoritarian government, Japan in this case, where they kidnap students, third year middle school students, so think 8th grade. They take 8th graders and they drop them on an island. They drug them, drop them on an island, and they have them kill each other over the course of 3 days. And that's it. And they broadcast this live to the people to curb rebellions, to fucking showcase their power and ability to target families. That's really why they're doing it. They want to keep the people underfoot and afraid. So, I mean, it's a whole story to the thing. I mean, the main character, Shuya, and he has his best friend who dies, and there's a crush, and then there's a villain named Kazuo. It's a lot, but the novel really is about that. It's an island, a group of people, and you have to kill each other. And if you're thinking, well, that doesn't explain the storms, what about the storms, Ian? There's storms in these games. Well, on the island, the kids are outfitted with collars around their necks that will explode if they attempt to A, take off the collar, B, not kill somebody in a 24-hour period, or C, refuse to play. So yeah, that's the storm. Oh, also, on the island there are what you call dead zones, like literal dead zones. Here's your storm. If you enter that dead zone and stay in it for more than like a second, your head explodes from the collar. And as the days progress, the dead zones grow more. So unless you start with a dead zone and it covers about a 5-mile radius, the next day it'll be 15 miles. And so on and so forth until you have to fight and kill each other or you're all going to die in the dead zone. There's the storm. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because these games, recently I've been reading that PUBG is suing Fortnite in South Korea. They're suing them for copyright infringement. Now, for anybody intelligent enough to know, that means they think that Fortnite stole from them. And I find that really hilarious because, no, they didn't. As I just mentioned to you, Battle Royale has been out since 1999. In fact, the creator of PUBG, Brendan Green, he himself has gone on record to say he was inspired by the year 2000 movie, Battle Royale, to make his mod of Armor 2, which was DayZ, that would propel him to Armor 3, that would get him on the consulting team of the development of H1Z1. So I didn't understand how they were being sued. I mean, this isn't a video attacking them. They're going to do it. They're going to do the huge companies worth millions, probably billions at this point. But I just thought that was hilarious because you're suing a company for copyright infringement when you have gone on record saying, yeah, this thing that I made, I didn't make, and I'm heavily inspired by fucking Koshun Takumi, who actually made it in 1999, which it's really weird. And I also think it's funny. Another reason I'm doing these videos, because both of those games lack any of the nuance of this goddamn novel. You know, those games are fun, sure, but they don't put you anywhere. See, if you read Battle Royale, it'll put you in a space like you've never been put before, and I think Brendan Green understands that, hence his desire to recreate it. Because, yeah, I mean, it's a terrible scenario. You one day you're on a bus on a field trip, and you wake up, and now you have to kill all your friends and peers. Even, I mean, I guess some people relish that, like, finally I get to kill that weirdo kid. But other people, like, you've been friends for years. You know, I think in school in Japan, you stay in the same class from like youth to graduating 12th grade. So, yeah, that's fucking terrible. But the games, Fortnite, Battle Royale, there is nothing tying you to these people. They are just targets to be killed. So it loses a lot of what made Battle Royale heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching even, because, oh, there's a team of 4, shoot them down. But had this been the novel, it'd be like, oh, me and that guy, we fucking came up through the academy together. I went to his wedding. I was his best man at his wedding. We've survived countless missions together. And now one of us has to die for one of us to live. And I feel like if the games could, if Fortnite and PUBG, I'm only naming those two because they're the biggest ones in the world currently. And there's H1Z1 with zombies and DayZ still. But I'm only naming those two because they're huge. If they could find a way to incorporate a story that made you care. Fortnite has a story in the PvE. There's like some aliens. There's like, it looked like some shit out of Powerpuff Girls, like the episode with the broccoli men. Kind of looked like that. I mean, when I was watching my friend play the PvE, I don't own the PvE. I only have the PvP because it was free, and you know it's free. So, but yeah, when I was watching him play, I was like, oh look, it's the broccoli men. It kind of, you know what it looks like? It looks like Plants vs. Zombies. It kind of looks like that. But I digress. So, Fortnite Battle Royale, that's sort of the publication history of those two. After Brendan Green created DayZ, he went on to help consult the creation of H1Z1. Then he went on to create PUBG by himself. Well, not by himself, obviously. But you know what I mean. He took the ideas that the mods and the central themes of those things that he had already made and created a new experience. One with high replayability. Because I guess he felt that shooters were too bland and you could memorize maps, you could do this, you could do that. Keep in mind, you can memorize PUBG's map. Even if the locations change, the locations in the locations don't. You know what I mean? But, yeah. He created PUBG. And it's a global success. And more power to them. I hope they keep making all the money in the world because they deserve it. I mean, you started from a mod maker and now you're a goddamn multimillionaire. That's a success story if I've ever heard one. So I hope they keep making a lot of money. I kind of wish they would cut the lawsuit shit out because, like, it's unnecessary. But, you know, once again, companies are going to do what they're going to do. And, yeah. But before I stop talking about the companies, actually, I think the best thing I could say is Takumi, he actually spoke on this because back when Hunger Games came out, everyone was just like, this is fucking Battle Royale and you're a thief. The woman Suzanne Collins, the writer of the Hunger Games, like, everyone just was like, yeah, you're fucking trash. Like, this is clearly Battle Royale and you're a piece of shit. And if those of you who don't know what Hunger Games is, I hate to say it, it actually is kind of Battle Royale. A group of kids, fucking dystopian government, they force them to fight until one of them is left. I mean, it's hard to say it's not. But Koshun Takumi, being a paragon of uprightness, said this, and I think it applies to PUBG and Fortnite. He says, I appreciate fans for standing up for my book, but I think every novel has something to offer. And if readers find value in either book, that's all an author can ask for. And I think that the same applies to PUBG and Fortnite. Every game has something to offer. It's no arguing that Fortnite and PUBG are day and night. The only thing that is similar about them is the basic premise. The same for Hunger Games and I guess Battle Royale. And if two groups of players or separate groups, or I know a lot of the Fortnite guys play PUBG and a lot of PUBG guys play Fortnite. Even if publicly it's like, oh, you're in one camp or you're in the other. I know I played both. I don't see the point in missing out on a game because you play a different game. That'd be like missing out on a movie because you saw a different movie, or missing out on food because you ate some different food. That doesn't make any sense. So I want to believe that most people play both games. And if you can find something to value in both of those games, then do it. It doesn't have to be a competition. And I think that's what Takumi was saying. He's like, look, you don't have to beat Miss Collins down, and you don't have to, big me up. I'm glad you love my book. I'm glad you like her book. But both of these books have something that could reach someone, and you must allow that to have a chance. And I think, the same, I think it applies to PUBG and Fortnite. That being said, I'll get off of that, and I'll just talk about the games. But, yeah, live by that, because both of those games are okay, and they both have something that's nice. Fucking get on that. Armor 3 became H1Z1, and fucking Armor 2 became DayZ. Both of those things had something to offer, and then it became something else. And then boom, PUBG, and boom, Fortnite. They all have something different to offer to different people. So, yeah. But anyway, back to Battle Royale. So Battle Royale, you get these kids, they're on an island. They have to kill each other. And there's dead zones every day, changing. Now the book actually was criticized when it came out, because a year before it came out, there was a group of murders in Kobe child murders, and it was a big thing, obviously. And the book very graphically details children being murdered, so it came out to a bit of controversy. And the guy, the author, Takumi, he was like, whatever, man, I'm writing a book. What are you gonna do? I actually own the Battle Royale novel. It's huge. I bought it years ago at a comic book shop, because the book was very successful, and a manga adaptation written by none other than Ko Shun himself. He wrote the manga, and he got an illustrator to do it, and it's like a fucking pitch perfect adaptation of his book. So my advice is go read the manga, go read the book, because they're fucking great. And this isn't, the book is better. The book and the games are miles apart in terms of entertainment medium. One is a fucking book, and one is a video game. But I do think everyone who's a fan, everyone who is able to think, I guess, because as I said, a lot of fans of Fortnite are children. And not to say children can't think, but they have a very short attention span. And these books are huge. So everybody who's a fan and is of proper age, absolutely go and read these books. I think it'll change your perception just a little bit of Fortnite and Battle Royale. Let's talk about Fortnite's gameplay first. Well, we could talk about PUBG's. PUBG's a first-person shooter, or at least you can play it in first person, which I would prefer, honestly. And you're dropped on an area. There's ranches and houses, and you walk into these houses, and there's some guns, and maybe there's not. And that's from, again, Battle Royale, where in the beginning of the book, the children are giving backpacks, survival bags, with useful things to survive, or sometimes not so useful, which happens a lot in fucking PUBG and Fortnite, where you'll enter a house and there's nothing but bullets, and you're like, oh, sweet, not a gun. Or a shovel or some dumb shit. But the children were given backpacks. Either have a bulletproof vest in it, maybe they'll have a gun. Somebody got a fucking boomerang, some pepper spray, or some dumb shit. Like, how the fuck am I going to kill an opponent with a boomerang? This isn't Down Under. I'm not a goddamn ace boomerang thrower. So, PUBG, you get those items, and then the whole entire time, and I think what makes the games a little different is, from the book, is you're on edge the entirety of the match. There's never a time when you can relax, because everyone is gunning to kill you. And what separates that from the book is some of the kids didn't want to play. And the main character, Shuya, he latched onto that and was like, look, I don't want to play either. We're not playing this game. There's a way for us all to win. So his whole crusade throughout the book was to try to save as many people as he could and not play. You don't have that in the games. Everyone's fucking playing and they're putting you out. So shoot them down. And it goes back to what I was saying. These games lose a lot in translation. And I think if they could craft a story around why we're in this battle royale scenario, around why I should be killing these people versus not killing these people. Aside from because like in Fortnite, you drop off a battle bus and there's a storm around the island. Okay, I get that. That's the dead zone. And you get some items randomly and you fight. But at the end of the match, if no one's fought, like let's say this will never happen, but let's say all 100 people decided not to fight each other. And everybody ran to the middle of the circle. At the end, the circle just closes and the storm would kill everyone. So no matter what, you kind of lose. I mean, even if let's pretend for a minute the movie ends with Victory Royale. The after credit scene would be the fucking storm closing and killing you. Another thing, when you kill an enemy in Fortnite, a little drone appears and digitizes their body, leaving me to question, are we really here on this island fighting, or are these avatars we're using? I would really like some context, because I feel like I get that not having context sort of makes it as replayable as it is, and that's great, but also it takes away any ability to empathize with what's going on. And I know that's what at least Fortnite wants, because they have a storyline where it wants you to care about this storm turning people into Powerpuff Girls broccoli monsters. So why doesn't the PvP have a storyline? I don't know. I really don't know. As for PUBG, I like it because it's more realistic. It's a shooter, and there's no lore really. It is just battle royale. You're on an island or wherever you are, and you're fighting to the death with whatever you find until one of you remains. And I think that's a cool concept. It's been cool since 1999, but I think the responsibility of a creator is to I've said this in a different video, is to always be making something new. And if you're going to redo Battle Royale, which both of these developers clearly have, one of them has admitted that that's where his fucking idea has come from. And obviously Fortnite Corp saw the success of PUBG and was like, man, that could probably work in our game too. And lo and behold, it's the biggest game on earth. Like, I could get on a plane today, land in fucking Tehran, and it would be the biggest game there too. So hella shout out to the success of Fortnite. I've never seen anything like it, and it's the way it's changing the gaming industry is kind of scary. Actually, it's like almost everyone is including the battle royale mode in their game. Call of Duty's next one has blackout. There were speculations that Red Dead would have one, and then the developers were like, no, we're not going to do that. So that's interesting. But everyone is doing it. People are retroactively adding them, like fucking Dying Light, the zombie survival game, added a battle royale-esque game. Grand Theft Auto 5 said they're not going to add a traditional one. They added one with like falling floors or something. That's weird. But yeah, its success can't be understated, and that's cool. That's great. But also, I kind of like a reason as to why we're doing this. Is it like the Crucible and Destiny? Is it just fun and games with an overseer? Like, oh man, you almost got that guy. Well, back to the zombie apocalypse. Like, what is it? What exactly is it? Because as I said, the novel really impressed upon your mind the severity of every action these kids took versus are they going to live the next day? But on Fortnite and PUBG, you have a day. You have one day to kill all these people, and then you win. But what do you get for winning? Do you go home? Do you die in the storm? Why should I care about doing any of this? And I get that's a nihilistic viewpoint, but is it really when a game asks of you to kill 100 people? I mean, people play this shit all the time. Someone's probably playing it as they listen to this. And good on you, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. But also, why are you doing that? Outside of the fact that it's a video game and you spent money or you didn't spend money, Has the game given you a reason to do it? And I think that's really the crux of this video. Is I've played a lot of Fortnite recently with my friends. Everybody loves it. I don't love it. I think it's a passable third-person shooter. Like, I mean, you can't switch shoulders. That's a huge complaint for me. It's a third-person shooter. Just give me a fucking shoulder switch. Right now I'm pantomiming the shoulder switch animation right now. You can't see it, but I'm just giving you a visual. Also, there's no dodge roll, and you can build. That's not a dodge roll. Even if they put a roll in the game that was completely useless and couldn't protect you from bullets and barely moved you an inch, I'd still like it because it's a third-person shooter in 2018. I feel, again, I mentioned this in a different video. Why are we making games without things in them that games from years ago have? I could dodge roll in Siphon Filter, which came out in like 98. Why can't I dodge roll in a third-person shooter in 2018? Why can't I switch shoulders? You know how many times, for people who played Fortnite, how many times would switching shoulders have saved your ass? How many times would switching shoulders would have prevented you from shooting the fucking slither of a wall doorway and allowed you to shoot that man who put you out because he could clearly see you because he was aimed to the right side of you in this left side house? How many times? So basically, every time you take cover on the left because your gun can't switch sides to the left. That limits your gun battles. That's what it does, folks. Again, no dodge roll, which is a huge thing for me because I play a lot of Gears of War, which is, I think, the best third-person shooter, multiplayer at least. And I could fucking roll since 1. I came out on 360. So, you know, where's my dodge roll? Where's my shoulder swap? Shit. Outside of that, Fortnite can't really offer anything else. It is a third-person shooter with building mechanics. And I don't like the building mechanics, and I never actually use them. And the reason I don't like them is not some fucking stupid reason, like, oh, you're just not good at them. I'm actually okay at them. I just, I don't like to put a wall between my enemy and myself. Like, I don't like to break the line of sight between my enemy. And I know the workaround in Fortnite is we'll build a wall, build some steps up, get the high ground. Outside of a team shooting that out beneath you, you really do leave yourself in the open, because once you step onto the stairs that you just made, or whatever, now you are outside of the original wall that was your cover. So now you're not in the open, and then the fight then becomes you can watch any stream and you'll see it, a constant movement of stairs, walls, little up thing, let me switch guns, edit myself out, try to edit you in. And I know people saying, well, that's hectic, that's fighting, that's what we want. Is it? Because I feel like it's still a third-person shooter. If the entire game was built around blocking your opponent and killing them with like lack of oxygen or some crazy shit, I would have no complaints about Fortnite. But it's not. It pits you against opponents with shotguns that can one-hit kill you from, it seems like, forever away, and goddamn assault rifles. You know, your main form of attack isn't the building. In fact, the building is just a tool to allow you to shoot or explode your opponent with guns. So I kind of wish that the building had more. Basically, I want it to offer me more. I feel like it doesn't do enough. I literally never use it. And I think I've won like 12 games. I never use the building. Ever. Like, I don't know. At that point, is it different from PUBG? Honestly, no. None of these games are different. As the author said, they have something to offer individuals while maintaining the very core that made them. These games are exactly alike in premise, and I feel like you could play them almost in the same fashion minus the building. Like, I don't build in Fortnite at all, and I'm still relatively successful when I play with my friends. We win, I think, average 3 games a night. It's not too bad. When I play solo, I think I average every other third game I'll win. And honestly, I don't know. I want more from these games. That's all it is. I want there to be a reason why we're doing this. And if they don't have a reason why we're doing it, then make the games good games. Because if this is my honest opinion here. Fortnite is not a good game. PUBG's developers have said that PUBG is not a good game. And not those words, but they recently published an article promising to do better by the players by updating it and maintaining it so that it is better. And that can only mean to me, it's not a good game. I don't know about you, but I don't issue a public apology for the state of my game unless the state of my game is not good. As for Fortnite, as I said, it's not a good game. It's a very lackluster third-person shooter with building mechanics. And if that is all it took to ensnare the world, I actually don't want to live on this planet anymore. I'm not even joking. If a third-person shooter with goofy characters and skins that cost real-life money, let's not forget Fortnite made $300 million in April. Or was it May? In April, they made $223 million or some crazy shit. Basically, in 2 months, they've cleared over $500 million. In 2 months, they did that. And if all it took was wacky fishman characters with doofy smiles and goddamn a John Wick skin, I feel bad that I'm in the wrong business. And I should probably get into ripping off stuff because it worked for Fortnite, right? I mean, it worked for PUBG. Damn. I should start stealing some stuff. That's all it took. It's a problem. It's a real problem. Because, as I said, most third-person shooters today, dating back to, like, 2008, even earlier, I could switch my fucking shoulders, man. It's a third-person shooter. I could roll. Even if the roll was fucking pointless, I could roll. Again, this is from my last video. Games should be moving forward, not backward. There's zero reason in 2018 your third-person shooter game doesn't have a roll function, doesn't have a shoulder swap function. There's zero reason. If the game doesn't offer me anything else but shooting my opponents out and building some stuff with wacky guns and bright colors, at least give me a roll, at least give me a shoulder swap. Because honestly, there's not enough to hold me here. There's no fucking... There is a story. But there's no story for the mode that everyone plays. Look, let's be honest, no one plays your fucking story. And if they're doing it for V-Bucks to help them buy a silly costume or a silly glider in your PvP. Everyone knows it. It's not a fucking secret. So if your PvP is the focus of your money, if all of that $500 million in 2 months is the PvP, which, again, let's be honest, it is, make your PvP worth playing. Because I know a lot of the people like, well, Fortnite, everyone loves it. And some of the streamers or whatever, hey, popular Fortnite streamers, if you actually are watching this, like, comment, and subscribe for one. Hit that follow for me. I love you. 2, what do you think? Do you think this shooter is worth anything outside of its presentation? Fortnite is all presentation, no substance. The bullet drop is terrible. The handling on all the guns is disgusting. Disgusting. On all the guns, you have to shoot every assault rifle like a burst rifle. Ironically, the burst rifles fucking suck. And by suck, I mean if you aren't crouched, aiming for the head, patiently breathing like a sniper, you're gonna die using that gun. All of them, gold ones and all. Gold mode, burst rifle. I'm like, oh man, this kind of sucks really bad. All the guns feel like I'm holding fucking Tonka truck toys in my hands. None of them feel like a gun. That's what PUBG got right. The weapons feel like weapons. Like, oh shit, this is an MP5. Got him. You know, Fortnite just, everything feels like a fucking joke. And my friend Mike, he loves Fortnite. He plays it all the time. He's a streamer. Check out his stream, Most Elite Gaming. But he plays it all the time. And he figured out, he says, look, we figured it out. Fortnite isn't a game, Ian. It's a walking meme. And once you accept it as a meme, it's going to blow your mind. And my response to that is, why do I have to turn my brain off to enjoy a product people worked on? I don't know how long they worked on Fortnite, because it doesn't seem very long, if I'm being honest. It doesn't seem like they worked on it a long time. It feels very slapped, cobbled together, not a tight experience at all. That's what it feels like. I might be wrong, but it feels like something they threw together in a weekend to make a quick buck. And by golly, have they made a quick buck. Anyway, leave your thoughts and comments and concerns beneath the video, guys. I really do want to talk about this because it's the future. Going forward, for the foreseeable future, there's going to be Battle Royale modes. There's going to be things to try to emulate the success of Fortnite. It happened with loot boxes. Look at Overwatch. It still has loot boxes. You know, things are trying to emulate the success of these things, but that is not necessarily always a good thing. in the gaming industry, if they're going to follow trends, which they themselves set, then I feel like there should be, the trendsetters have a responsibility to make it good. Fortnite company, they have a responsibility to make their game the best of the trend. If they set the trend, they cannot be irresponsible with it, and I think so far they have been, because the fucking shooting isn't, it's trash. A lot of think of your favorite Fortnite clips. It's like creative shit, like riding rockets and fucking a well-placed built-in trap kill. It's never the guns, because no one gives a shit. Or a random no-scope, impossible snipe, bullet assist snipe to someone's dome off a high height. Because no one's actually making that shot. It's 100% bullet assist and 100% game shenanigans. So, that's my video for this week, guys. But again, leave your comments, questions, and concerns in the comment section, and I hope to see you next week. All right, have a good one.